Hola Cancer, Sun, Taurus, Moons. Welcome to your 2020 Sun Moon reading. When you view it is when you are meant to see it. It does not matter the time of year. I'm doing these in order of requests in the comments. Be sure to post yours up, and while you're waiting, check out your 2019 Sun Moon readings that are in my playlist. First portion of this reading, we will discuss the traits of your Sun Moon combination. I'll lay out the main cards. We'll take a quick look at your 2020. Second portion of this will be the video link below, where I will have a deeper interpretation of the cards with clarifiers. I'll be dividing the year up into 4 separate sectors. So let's see what's going on with you, Cancer, Sun, Taurus, Moons. You all are really good at figuring out other people's beings. Well, mostly that's because your intuition and what have you. But you, this is a funny thing when it comes to you guys. Okay, so you have an understanding of other people. You have that intuition of other people. You listen to what they have to say, but when it comes to like whatever they have to say, you don't follow it because you depend on your own stuff. I mean, the Taurus moon is known for being very wise and knowing better. So that's that. So you don't follow their advice. You don't kind of give in to their suggestions. You're like, oh, okay. And you're kind about it. You're like, oh, well, very kind, very thoughtful. You're like, oh, thank you so much for telling me that. But you end up doing what you're going to do. Not going to lie. You did have a tendency to protect yourself. You had a protective cover, kind of, growing up or kind of getting through life. That came from your Taurus, okay, because Cancers are very kind of susceptible, but you have that hard shell of the Cancers, and then Taurus kind of reinforces that shell. But you did have a tendency to kind of go around always with your guard up. This was usually early in life, or just in general earlier in life until now. You had an experience, and maybe going forward you learned not to be taken advantage of. One of your biggest strengths you all have is being very adaptable to your surroundings, but be careful not to lose yourself in regards to that. So don't adapt to an environment or a person and then kind of get lost. Your intuition. Now, when you use this, you do have a tendency to be very obstinate when you use this, and it's very hard for you. So upon meeting somebody or figuring something out for the first time, you get a first impression, and that's your impression. There's no changing it after the fact. So try not to kind of have that so embedded. Another thing you need to work on is not holding grudges. You guys have a tendency to do that, and this can actually be part of your ruin if you do not learn to kind of like put things behind you. So you don't need to hold on to grudges forever, ever. Let go. Let it go. You do have a tendency to have a great imagination. This can serve you for betterment or for the worse, because imagination can lead to fears that aren't true, paranoia, having doubts, having insecurities, could even lead to depression if you kind of overuse your imagination a little bit too much. You can talk your ways into dark alleys that you can't get out of, okay? Criticism is really hard for you because you guys always think you're right. Admitting that you're wrong is something you will never do. One of the things you kind of do is you put the blame on somebody else so you don't have to have ownership or responsibility over it. That's something you could work on in 2020. If someone goes against what you have to say or your opinion, you get pissed off and you kind of let them have it. Something else you can work on in 2020. Also, if you feel like threatened in an emotional way, you're going to lash out because you have this deep need to feel very secure, and kind of realize that everyone has something to say and they're not out to get you, okay? So, try not to be so worried about your security being threatened or somebody, having it out for you and then coming across as vindictive, okay? And you have a potential for something creative or in a creative field because you have a lot of originality and imagination that goes along with it, okay? So exercise that creativity when you can. Otherwise, let's get to your reading. Holy Spirit, angels, divine guides, universe, can you please provide your truth, your wisdom, your clarity, and your insight for Cancer, Sun, Taurus, Moons for the year 2020? What do you see? What do they need to know to become closer to the divine, reach their higher ground for their betterment? For their own betterment. For their greater good. What do you see? What do they need to know? Cancer, Sun, Taurus, Moons for the year 2020. Thank you. What do you see January, February, March? For Cancer, Sun, Taurus, Moons, January, February, March, we have the 4 of Cups in reversed. What do you see for April, May, June? Cancer, Sun, Taurus, Moons. We have the Seven of Pentacles in the reversed. What do you see for July, August, September? Cancer, Sun, Taurus, Moons. The World card in the upright. What do you see for Cancer, Sun, Taurus, Moons? October, November, December. Also, ask me a question on Instant Go. Check me out on Facebook. Check me out on Instagram. Like, share, subscribe, and or donate in the link below. And then otherwise, if this reading resonates, consider personal reading, of course. Okay. So we have the Four of Cups. I'm feeling like there's a degree of stubbornness here. Okay, so what I'm feeling like is you guys are kind of set in your ways in regards to doing something. You're kind of hanging out and you're waiting for this something to happen. So this thing to land in your lap, for, you know, something to come to you. And while you're kind of fixated on this, there's a whole bunch of stuff sort of happening around you. Okay, so you might be missing offers, you might be missing opportunities, because you're kind of have tunnel vision, you're kind of hell-bent on something happening. But the thing is, it's a card of inaction, so you aren't really kind of doing anything to make it happen. It's almost like you feel like it's going to evolve or it's going to happen on its own. And during this period of waiting, that is not going to happen. And there's other things that are going to pass you by while you're waiting for this to happen. I see the Seven of Pentacles in April, May, June, and this is where you're not having any progress. You're not having any success or kind of moving forward in regards to this because, you know, the energies are scattered. I don't feel like you're putting your all into something. So it could go back to here where you're just kind of like hanging out going, well, you know, if it's meant to be, it'll kind of happen. But this is the way I want it to happen. But here, energies are really scattered. They're saying you to stop kind of being that way, stop kind of working that way, thinking that way. Whatever you're doing, it's not working. You're not seeing anything come out of it. And actually the way you're going about it is kind of, you know, tedious, and it's just not going to work out for you. So whatever you're trying to build, whatever you're trying to grow or what have you, this kind of attitude, you know, really isn't working for you, and it's time to stop. Okay. Now, I see you kind of stopping in July, August, September, because this is where you go, okay, I've gotten everything out of this experience that I could get out of this. Let's close this chapter and let's move on to something else, okay? And it's moving on to something else like at this hugely grand scale, like having the world open up to you and saying, okay, what do I want to do next? What do I want to achieve? Where do I want to travel? What is this fantastic like perspective that my mind has opened up because of this? And actually putting that to good use. It's saying, okay, the way that this was going, I'm done with it. I got everything that I can get out of it. I learned everything I'm going to get out of it. It's time to shut it down and move forward in a different way. And it bodes well for you because I see the Six of Wands in October, November, December. This is where you're on your horse. The way that you're being, things are starting to connect. So you're being praised, you're being recognized for something that you've done. People are looking up to you, and this might be public notoriety or being noticed by the public, being elevated. Might be a promotion, might be becoming the boss or what have you. And not only that, people are praising you for how you're doing things. Okay, so how you handled something, how you elevated yourself. You have people behind you, you have people that are supporting you. So this is really good. I think if you kind of have this revelation here in July, August, September, where you need to do things differently because you're not meeting any of your goals, it's going to work out really well for you in October, November, December. Okay, so if this resonates, consider a personal reading. Make sure you check out your 2019 Sun Moon readings in my playlist. Ask me a question on Instant Go. Check me out on Facebook and Insta. Like, share, subscribe, and or donate. And make sure you click on the Vimeo link below. It'll take you to the clarifier portion. Adios from Veronica Garnett. Bye.